it's actually not the reality of what actually exists out there, but it's actually just something that you made up in your head. And then when you do it, you're like, wow, this is actually way easier than I thought it was going to be. Like building that business is a lot easier than what I thought it was going to be. And I think everything is always just a mirage, because when we look at grandiose things, you have a feeling of, can I do it? That seems impossible.
Sure.
They're able to do it. How can I not do it? And then you go and make that attempt. Then you realize that, okay, this could have probably been done even sooner if I hadn't just not been scared and went and did it.
It's the same thing we've talked to, I've said to you in the past about realtors and when they're starting the business. And I tell them, like, just because you don't know how to do something, don't say no to the business. Don't say no. Take on the challenge. And like, people are just scared and crippled. I mean, come talk to somebody. I'll give you an example, like 2 examples recently. Like, I had never done like a business purchase, right? One of my clients called me up and said, hey, Dave, do you do this? I'm like, well, I haven't before, but I'll figure it out. And, I talked to my good friends, Chris Kukoc, who used to do commercial. We sat down, we created it. It wasn't difficult. I just needed some guidance. Like, okay, like this is what you do for residential, this for purchase. How do we, and it was simple. We kind of talked about like, let's do this. We just talked it out. It was fairly easy and to figure out, to make sure we protected our clients. And the deal happened so quickly and everybody was happy. And the lawyer said, you did a great job. So that gave me reassurance that, again, something of fear in the beginning. I'm like, shit, how do I do this? And now it's like, no, it's easy enough to do. Another time was with Julia the other day, like hopefully she doesn't mind me talking about her. She's behind me. But again, she was doing a commercial lease and I was telling her kind of things to do. And again, you could see it like in her eyes, she was a little scared about it. I'm like, let's just sit down. And I did the same thing for her as Chris did for me. And I think at the end of the day, once you do one and you also have some guidance, or so it's not something to be scared about and just to walk away from. So that's just a small snippet of what could happen in your business. But if we were completely scared shitless of that, like we wouldn't even ask for help. But like, that could have been like, thousands of dollars out of our pockets.
Yeah.
For not a crazy amount of work. It's not like we have to do manual labor for this thing. You're writing up a document, which we're familiar with documents, doing exactly the same thing we do. It's just making sure the words were right and you're scared of the words.